The next item on the agenda is the roll call, which I will do. Put away the paper. June Passat, present. Adele Bennett,
Present.
George Tate. George Tate. Margarita Vigilante.
Present.
Thank you. Bree DeCasta. Bree DeCasta. Are you saying present? I can barely hear you. Okay, I'm gonna skip that. Sonia Clark.
Present.
Thank you. Alison French Kenton. Alison French Kenton. Cheryl Sanders. Cheryl Sanders. Ozzie Lewis.
Present.
Thank you. Simone Sylvester. Simone Sylvester. Ivor Woods.
Present.
Ivor Woods.
Present.
Thank you, Ivor. Daniel McCain. Daniel McCain. Hazel Martinez. Hazel Martinez. I'm hearing song, but I don't know if someone is speaking. Okay. Celia Bedding.
Present.
Thank you. Miss Bakary. Miss Bakary. Janelle Howard.
Present.
Thank you. Francis Pell. Francis Pell. Miss Ferguson.
Is it Lena Fenderson?
Yes.
Yes, present.
Thank you. Lisa. Miss Lisa.
Lisa Lanuzzi is present.
Thank you. You know, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. Everton Welch. Everton Welch. Okay. You said, Ms. Farah, you said that you received application for which new board member?
Jabril Morris.
Jabril, okay.
Present.
Thank you.
And Fatima Muhammad.
Okay.
And I will forward them to you as soon as possible, the applications.
All right. No problem. I have no space on my line, but I'm going to make a note. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Hello?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hello, someone is calling?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hi, I'm sorry. It's Simone Sylvester.
Okay, Simone, thank you. I just did roll call. I'm going to add you to the list.
Thank you.
Simone, you're very welcome.
Hi, can you add me to the list as well?
And you are?
Alex Eiffel?
Are you a new board member as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I have not yet filled out an application. I'll get on that
Okay, so
today.
then I can't add you until you fill out the application. Is that okay with you?
That's
All
fine.
right, no
Thank you.
worries. You can just listen on tonight. Welcome to the committee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I think George
Okay.
has his hand up.
Say that again, ma'am.
I think George Tate has his hand up. I think
Okay, I
he's
can't see.
present.
Yes.
George, you present?
Good evening.
Thank you,
I'm here.
George.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're here. Okay, thank you. 13. Okay. All right. The next item on the agenda is chairperson's report. That would be me. Pleasant good evening again, everyone, and welcome to the Commerce meeting for the month of May. This is the last meeting for this fiscal year due to the fact that next month, which is the month of June, my month, the general board meeting falls on Juneteenth, which is a holiday. So we had to get a new date for the meeting. And so I give up the Commerce meeting. So the general board meeting will be on the Tuesday because we have to do elections and, you know, etc. So whatever application comes in will go directly to the board. So this will be our last Commerce meeting, but I will see the following, you know, the board members at the general board meeting. Okay. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce and to welcome our new ADM, Ms. Notion Farah, who is on the call. For those of you who don't know her, I've not met her yet. She will be our staff for the Commerce Committee. Ms. Notion, please wave or say, you know, just say a quick hello.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to see you guys. I know there was a little mix up with the email, but I'm so glad you guys are all here. And if you guys have any questions, if you have anything that you need help with, you can always email me and get in contact with me. I'm the one who sent the email in general, so my contact is there, or you can call the office. I'm always happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Notion, Ms. Farah. Discretionary funds, which are were voted on very late this year. That's why we were not able to do our usual planned April business networking breakfast. And also we, you know, I couldn't do the June event because the funding, you know, was voted on very late. Hopefully next year things will be back to normal. If and I'm not sure also if I will be the chair next year due to the fact we're having elections, and for the new people, the chair usually appoint, you know, the chair of the committees. All right. Tonight we only have one application, no guest speaker. Later in the meeting, we will discuss. We'll have another open mic session and discuss things that we can do better as a committee, or any other open discussion that we would like to have. This ends my report. I will open the floor for any questions on my report. And if I can't see a hand, please just say I have a question because I cannot see everything.
I have a question. This is Sonia Clark.
Yes, Sonia.
Yeah, will that funding be carried forward to next year if it was not used?
No, it will not. We'll get new funding.
So that funding was reassigned then?
So so this is what happens. We get, I think, like $5,000 for all the committees, and you have to, you know, the different committees who are doing different things. That money is then, you know, used by some other committee, but right now we're having an issue with the getting the money because of the lateness. Am I correct, Farah? The lateness of the distribution has to do with like internal office stuff where they have to send the money from one area to the next, and I think it's OCM.
There's some
stuff that I'm not even, you know, familiar with.
Yeah,
but that money has to be used up. I think it was assigned to another committee. However, they're having problems getting the money right now. So I'm not sure what's going to happen before June, but the money has to be used up before June, the end of June 30th. I hope that answers your question, Sonia. Mm-hmm.
Not fully, but I'll accept that.
That's okay. I mean, you're open to ask. I mean, so the money is like $5,000 each committee that's doing anything can ask for that amount, and it then is assigned to them if they, you know, depending on who asks for what. Due to the lateness, like the discretionary funding was voted on in April. We normally have an event in April. And I was very upset that it was voted so late, and because I couldn't plan anything. And likewise, because I have to start planning the sumptuous sample early as well. You got to get the place, you got to, get vendors and things like that. So since we weren't able to get the money, there's no way I could have used it. So, All right. Are there any other questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Ivor.
I guess it's two parts.
I'm not sure. You guys are very low. I don't know. Let me see if it's my computer.
Can you hear me?
Yes, better.
No, he needs to speak up a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was my
sorry.
computer.
I'm sorry. I apologize for being a little soft spoken. Anyway,
No problem.
I guess my question is twofold. What happens if you use the entirety of the 5,000? Does it,
No. We don't have 5,000. One committee does not have 5,000. That's for all the committees.
It's for all the committees.
Correct. Yes.
So the funds have that 5,000 has to be used in its entirety in order to be fully replenished. Correct.
So it's okay. Discretionary funding are given by an elected official. I think last year, Rita Joseph gave us $5,000. That money can only be spent for food, et cetera, for events of the community board. Next year, we don't know how much we're going to be getting, if we're going to get any, if the elected officials decided to give us any. That's how it works. It has to be used up. If you don't use it up, we will lose it. Okay, but I think it was assigned to some other committee, but I don't know if they'll be able to get it because of the problem that we're having getting the funds in terms of the office and is it OCM, Farah? OCMB? I'm not familiar with the office.
I believe
the
it's
agency.
like OMB.
OMB, sorry, OMB. OMB is the agency that handles the budget issue where you transfer the money from one code to the next to get it to be used. And right now, usually at the end of the year, when I say the end of the day, the end of the fiscal year, they usually tell you to get the money, assigned early, because they usually like close or something like that, or stop the system for a month or something like that. So that's where we are right now. The money cannot be allocated for whatever reason. Hopefully they'll come back. That system will come back online and we'll be able to allocate that. However, in the meanwhile, there's no way I could plan anything within 2 weeks. So that's where we are with that. I hope that answers your question. If not, Ivor, feel free to address it again.
No. I understand that part. I was just when is the end of the year? The fiscal year?
June 30th.
June 30th. Okay. And is it privy to know how much funds are left in the budget?
The discretionary funds, I think they were allocated to different committees. This is not the community board budget. This is just a discretionary funding budget that I'm privileged to. The monies were distributed to different committees. We have the treasurer on the call as well, who's a member of our committee. Mr. Lewis, can you help me out there? In regards to the money and which committee? I think they were assigned to different committee. I don't know. I think only the Parks and Beautification had used up because she had an event in December. Who else? The
Healthcare, the social services.
Yes,
committee.
social services use hers,
She had
right?
an
Exactly.
And then
Oh,
you have 2 events for the education. They're doing the spelling bee, and they're doing the
Youth happening. Yeah, which is in August,
youth
right?
happening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, because that's what I was. That's goes along with my train of thought. Maybe the remaining money can go towards the youth happening, because I know that takes up it encompasses a lot of people and guests from outside the community. So that we can just use the money up so that it can be replenished if it does get
Yeah.
replenished.
I think the chair of the board also is planning, which is something we didn't have last year, or I don't remember if we had last year, is planning meet and greet. I guess to help to use up the money. I don't know. I'm not on that planning committee, but I think he's planning something. I'm not sure. I think it's sometime in June. Yes. But the money will be used up. The money will not go a waste. That's for sure.
Okay, thank you.
As a quick follow-up, so the spelling bee was postponed because of lack of funds, or it was just postponed until they can use up? How did that work?
That I
No, it
could
has
not
to do with the
answer.
date. It has to do with the date. I'm on the educational committee.
You're on
It
that
was-
committee? Okay.
Yes,
All right.
it was
Mhm.
because of the date and lack of participation.
Mm,
That's why,
Okay.
not because of funding.
okay.
Okay. Any other question?
I
Go right
wanted
ahead.
to ask if, just so I'm not like throwing us off topic, were we specifically asking questions to your report or just getting a general chance to ask you
Just to
questions?
my report. Just to my report. There'll be time for you to ask a general question after.
Then my mouth is sealed.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Hearing none? We'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Is someone speaking? Okay. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for January and March 2024. Did everyone receive the minutes for those 2 months?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there any corrections still? We can do both January and March. I'm not sure what happened to February, Miss Notion.
Those are just the minutes that Miss Fraser gave to me because those meetings happened before I was hired, but I will ask her.
Thank you very much. Are there any corrections to those minutes? And if they're not, may I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Approved.
Second. You have to state your name and say I approve the minutes of January and March of 2024, and then we'll have someone second it.
I, Jabril Morris, approve the motions.
But can he approve if he was not on the committee for those minutes? I don't think he can approve minutes.
I will.
That's true. You were not at those meetings, so you could not approve. Thank you, Sonia.
Yeah, so I can go ahead and approve those minutes for January and March 2024.
May I have a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you very much. Okay. Did you remove the liquor license application from the agenda, Farah?
There were 2 liquor licenses, but one of them were removed. So right now we are just focusing on one renewal.
Yeah, but I don't have it on my agenda.
You should have it.
Okay, let me just, maybe I print the wrong one. It's not on the most recent one that you sent. Let me go back.
Yeah, for Front Center Incorporated, I sent it this afternoon. It was made a change this afternoon.
No, it's not on the agenda. Is it on anyone else's agenda? I mean, I've seen it before, but I don't see it on this. Let me go back.
I see it on mine. The email came through.
It was sent this afternoon at 1:49.
Yeah.
No, it's not on that. It's not on there. And I didn't even receive the 30-day notice on the renewal as well. So that's usually
It was
sent.
on it was in the agenda that I got. We're
No,
talking
it's
about
not.
765 Utica?
Yeah, it's not. It was on the one that says it wasn't the one that says the meeting was Thursday, the first one. But what I'm saying
No,
is
I
I
just
don't have
got it
it.
today.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm
I just
looking
got
at
it today. Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking at my email and it's not there. Okay, I just printed it. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's is there a representative for the liquor license applicant online?
Yes, that's me, Patrick Agard.
Oh, Mr. Agard, how are
Yes.
you? Welcome. Thank God it's you. So, can you please? This is a renewal. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about this establishment?
This is the Frontline. Let me just get the full name. I'm sorry. They have a long name. Frontline Center Incorporated. They're doing business as Cafe Zane. And they're at 765 Utica between Linden and Lenox. This is their second renewal. And they're a restaurant that pretty much operates in the evening hours. And we had come before you last fall to ask for a method of change to have their hours extended to 4 a.m. So now
I remember.
the application is now coming up for renewal.
So they've been in business for 2 years?
More than 2 years. This would be their second
Okay.
renewal. So yeah, about 3 years now going into the third year.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have like I said, I don't have a copy of the 30-day notice. Or somebody just sent me back something. See if it's on there. 1 second. Or Sharif sent me something. Okay, that's the police report she just sent to me. Okay. The police report as follows. There's no incident at that location for a 1-year period. Just for the new members, because the old members are familiar with the process. When we get a renewal or a new application, we get a police report from the precinct, and they will state the incidents at that location for a year period. According to the police report, there's no incident for the year. When it's a new application, if there's any incident, it does not apply to that new applicant because they're new to the location, and anything that happened before is not, doesn't go against their application. I will now open the floor to any questions to Mr. Agard regarding Frontline.
I have a question.
Go right ahead, Miss Margarita.
Yeah, did we already approve the 4 a.m. extension?
Yes, we did. It came
Okay,
before
so
the committee board.
okay, so the renewal is for a full liquor license, because I don't know what it is. I don't remember what it said. It's for a full liquor license?
It's a full liquor license they have, yes.
Okay. That's it.
No problem. Are there any other questions? Lisa, are you speaking?
Me, I'm listening. I'm
Okay,
listening to
sorry, I saw
everybody.
you. Okay, I saw it says that you were speaking. Go ahead, there was someone else speaking?
Sorry about that. I was asking, have we had an opportunity to partner with Cafe Zane? You said they were a restaurant. I was just hoping like we've had the opportunity to like taste their food or something like that. I'm just asking out of curiosity.
Okay.
I have not. I don't know if any other
I don't think
committee
most of you
members.
have, because when this application originally came before the board, it was under the old leadership with Mr. Bakadine. And he and I think Ms. Clark, I think she's on tonight, she had visited, they didn't taste the food, but they had visited the establishment.
We did.
Right, and met with the owner, Miss Nathalie Miglore. And so that's as far as I know is the board having any contact with the establishment.
That's nice.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I hope
over a year ago. So
Yeah, that was a
I'm
while ago.
hoping that the food is still the same, but it was the atmosphere and the food was pretty good, and the
Yes.
staff and the owner, they were very pleasant and welcoming. But that, as I said, was over a year ago.
So that was a while ago, yeah.
It's more, isn't it more a takeout establishment, Mr. Agard? Is it more
Well, no, you know
takeout?
what happened, no, it's a sit-down place, but with the pandemic, everything became a takeout. So, but
Okay.
they are a sit-down establishment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I hope we get to partner with them soon, and we don't
Yeah,
gotta
sure,
wait a
no
whole
problem.
year to see you guys. That would be great.
Okay, are there any other question? Adele, there's a question here, size. Mr. Agard, Adele is asking what's the size?
Probably about 3,000 square feet, and they have a full-size basement, which they use for storage, and an office, and your storage of the product and the liquor in the basement. And upstairs is the bar with 2 bathrooms and a full kitchen.
How many people does it seat?
I'm sorry?
How many people?
I think it's about approximately 30 people in any one sitting.
Okay.
Are there any other question? Remember, you can raise your hand. I can see some of it, or you could just say, I have a question. Doesn't seem like we have enough question. Okay, at this time,
Marguerite hand is up. I don't know if that's an old hand or a new hand, but
thank you.
No, that was old hand. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Old and new hand. I like that. All right. You guys think we do have a quorum? I think we can vote on this application now. Yeah. Go ahead. Where's my voting list? Okay. We are now in what? May month? Okay, good. June Prasad, that will be a yes for me. So for the new people, of course, if you vote to approve this application, it will be yes. If you vote no, it's you don't approve. Of course, the final decision comes at the general board. We are just a recommendation to the general board, okay? Just for the benefit of the new people. Adele Bennett?
Yes.
Thank you. George Tate?
Yes.
Thank you. Margarita Vigilante?
Yes.
Brady Casta?
Yes.
Okay, so she's present as well. Let me add that in. Sorry. Sonia Clark?
Yes.
Alison French Kenton? Alison French Kenton? Trevor Sanders? D. Lewis?
Yes.
Simone Sylvester?
Yes.
Ivor Woods?
Yes.
Danny McCain? Danny McCain? Hazel Martinez? Hazel Martinez? Is Hazel on the call? Can anyone see? Somebody's speaking. I don't know who
No,
it is.
she's not on the call.
Thank you, dear. Celia Bedding?
Yes.
How do you vote? Thank you.
Yes.
Miss Bakary? Yeah, I heard you. Thank you very much. Miss Bakary? Janelle Howard?
Yes.
Thank you. Francis Pell? Francis Pell? Miss Ferguson?
I vote yes.
Thank you. Lisa Lanzuni? Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah. Yes, Lonuzzi, yes. I approve, yes.
And Jabari, am I pronouncing that correct, sir? The new board member, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Jabril. I think it's Jabril.
Jabril. Oh, sorry. Morris. Yes, Jabril.
How do you vote? How do you vote, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. And I think the other applicant did not submit her, the other board member did not submit her form yet, correct? So she cannot vote. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 yes, Ms. Margarita, am I correct?
You know, this is the one time I didn't actually count
That's
because
fine.
it looked
No
like
worries.
everybody said yes. So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 yeses. So
I
this,
see we have
this
Detective
application,
Skinner on the line.
thank you very much. We have 14 yes, and this application will then proceed to the, that would be next month's meeting, Mr. Agard, which will be on a Tuesday. You will be receive an email for you to show up at the general board meeting. That would be the last meeting for the year. If there's no other question relating to that, Mr. Agard, we'd like to thank you for being with us all year, and I'll see you next month.
Thank
And
you
you
very
can
much.
please drop off. You can please drop off the call if you wish.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
may I ask Mr. Oh, he already gone. No, I had a
No,
question
I'm
for
here,
him.
George.
Oh, okay. If you don't mind me asking, sorry, with that location on Troy and Farragut, that's I forgot the new name that's coming up.
You're talking about the one at the corner from you?
Yes, yeah.
Drama Free?
Yeah, Drama 3, but they're going under a different name, right?
Yeah, they have I get the DBA name right now. But yeah, what's your question?
Yeah, no, because I see that it's coming soon as they're renovating. You have any idea as to?
Probably in about, I think they're looking for an opening in June.
In
Can you hear
June?
me? In June, I believe. Yeah.
And did you get a chance to discuss the live music that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, what I can do, can I give you a call tomorrow and we'll make an arrangement to, have a conversation and
Yeah,
also
tomorrow
with,
after three tomorrow.
okay, and also with Ms. Todd, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that time works for me as well. Thank you very much. Mhm.
Excellent, June. Thank you.
All right. I saw another
I
hand.
just
Was
want to
that
make a
really-
comment. Excuse me, can I just make a comment? I just wanted to make a comment on that. The house directly attached to that location is for sale, and I'm just wondering if it's somehow related to all of the ups and downs of that place. Just a comment.
No, I could, may I speak on that?
George lives on that block, so he can answer that for us.
Yeah. No, it has nothing
Yeah.
to do with that house, and I'm glad it's for sale. No, it's been a thorn in the neighborhood, and it's been back and forth with the changes for years. So I could verify that it's nothing to do with the restaurants. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. You're welcome.
Okay, are there any other questions to Mr. Agard or relating to that liquor license? Hearing none, Mr. Agard, you're free to go.
All right, thanks again.
Have a good night. Detective Skinner, I'd like to welcome you to the call. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our
Can everyone hear me?
we have our Detective Skinner from the 67th precinct. The floor is now open to you, sir.
Good night, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Good night, everyone. Detective Skinner from the 67 Community Affairs Office. Just stopping in and saying hello, giving a short report. We do have an uptick in some violence that's been taking place in the command, as far as some shot spotters, as far as like shootings in locations. What we're seeing is we're seeing it in the 40s from Linden Boulevard to Snyder. and from 52nd to let's say Brooklyn Avenue. So far we had these summer violence plan where we have extra officers that will be walking the beat in those areas. As far as other crimes that we're seeing taking place, these scam calls are starting to pop back up more. I actually just got a call yesterday and today, asking me to put money on a gift card, and I hung up on them. So just to let you guys know that, they just have anybody's number and they're just gonna call to see who's gullible enough to follow through with that. So anytime you see something like that, if it's a number that you think you can save or whatever like that, screenshot it, make a, what do you call it? Make note of it. If you want, hang up, or if you want to make a report, you can feel free to call 911. The other thing that we also have seen as well, I know you guys have heard about it in the media as far as in the news, is we did have a police involved shooting last week involving a young man on 52nd and Church Avenue. Obviously that investigation is still going on. Unfortunately, from what we got right now, unfortunately, is that the officers saw this young man pull a gun out on another young man, and they had to end up taking action as far as that. Any updates later on as far as what more comes out from it, I'll definitely keep you guys advised. But once again, it's unfortunate. As far as towed vehicles, I know that's another hot topic. The NCOs did a tow operation 2 weeks ago. They towed 58 cars and alongside sanitation. I can't remember how many cars sanitation towed off the top of my head, but I know we removed 58, and they also issued multiple summonses as well. As far as summer safety, like I said, just that's another thing we're seeing as well too, is the stolen vehicles is popping back up as well too. People, like I said, they're obviously I don't want to beat a dead horse, but people are leaving their cars running, and people are finding the opportunity to hop in and driving off with people's cars. So that's something, please, cut the vehicle off. If you have to run into the store or for 2 seconds, just cut the vehicle off. That's something that we're also seeing too. But as far as for like the summer, as far as safety awareness, just be vigilant. When you walk in certain areas, just be vigilant of any large crowds. And this is not just in the 6-7. This is throughout. Just be vigilant of your safety. And if you see something that you feel is a little suspicious, something, don't hesitate to call 911. If anyone has any questions, I'll open the floor up, try to answer my best ability.
I have a question, please.
Sure.
Detective, thank you so much. About these stolen vehicles,
Yes.
is that happening more at gas stations or grocery stores or what have you, and also what are the numbers in the community as far as as far as Brooklyn or New York City itself?
So the stolen vehicles, believe it or not, it's not from gas stations. The majority of the stolen vehicles are from people double parking, running into bodegas along Church Avenue, along Clarendon, along Utica. It's all over. It's not like just one specific spot. And 9 out of 10 times you ask them, hey, was the vehicle running? Yes, I got out to run into the store real quick. Or I got out to go drop this in the mailbox. So I got out. So what it is a crime of opportunity if someone's seeing the car running. And these vehicles, remember with these new keys, I don't know if with these new key fobs, I don't know if you guys know, but the vehicle will continue running until it stops. So it can get pretty far with the vehicle running. It's just not getting the signal from the key, but the vehicle is still running. As far as numbers wise for Brooklyn, I can't give, but I know for the 6-7, I know at the end of last year, no, I'm sorry, not the end of last year, at the end of last month, we had like 12 vehicles stolen compared to last year when it actually was down at the same time. Last year we had 6 compared to 12, so we doubled it up. And listen, and I'm not trying to make you guys paranoid, but definitely be aware because a lot of times these young guys, what they're doing is they're stealing these vehicles, putting different plates on it, and then they committing crimes. Next thing you know, your car's in Manhattan or your car's in the Bronx or in another part of Brooklyn, linked to a crime. So that's why we always say make sure you take your cut your vehicle off. It doesn't take that much longer to start your vehicle.
So is it safe to say that potentially or possibly what's happening is that when unbeknownst victims are, I don't want to use the word careless, but are rushing to run errands or run to the store, what have you, there are perpetrators that are watching what they're doing.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like legit. What was it? Not last month. The month before, I remember there was a gentleman. It was actually my partner. I was actually in the street doing something, and 911 call came over of a stolen vehicle, and we were in the area, so we had help canvas. And I asked the gentleman. I said, was the vehicle running? He goes, yes. I said, like, is there a reason why you left it running? And he said, yeah, I ran into the store to grab something to eat. So, it's not an emergency. I mean, I don't know. Would you rather lose a vehicle, which is you work so hard to pay for, or go find a parking spot for a meal that's $20? Which one is more money? Which one is worth more?
Take the keys with you. That's carelessness.
Which one is worth more to you?
Must be an out of towner.
No, New Yorker. These are all New York plates.
Okay, Detective Skinner, I see Adele has three comments in the chat. One says Utica and Church. I don't know. I think there was a shooting and paper plates. I'm not sure what that means. Question mark. Oh, it's a paper plates meaning the plates that you just discussed. Okay. I guess she wants you to talk about the shooting that what took place at Utica and Church.
Yes.
Okay.
Which one? The one that took place at Sunday?
Yes.
That one, it seems like it was friend on friend from what we gathered right now. Seems like there was a disagreement and whatever took place, argument took place and shots were fired. This is what we were getting up for witnesses were saying. And unfortunately, the young lady that had caught the stray bullet, she had nothing to do with it. Thank God she made a recovery in Brookdale because she got shot in the leg. But as of right now, with that, we like I said, we've been going off of what witnesses were saying, what the group was, what took place.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of these paper plates all over this community, particularly.
Really? Because I've seen a big decrease in paper plates.
They had them, and then what they're doing is they're taking the plates off during the day. If they move around, then they put them on.
Yeah, I've seen a big decrease in paper plate because we haven't seen any uptick in it. We actually seen a big decrease in it, and like what plates we've been seeing more is actually New York temp tags. In New York, trust me, you're not faking that. That's one thing I have to say with New York temp tags. They're not faking that. Like New York, they're very stringent in giving out temp tags. Other places are a little bit more lenient, I should say, as far as how to get temp tags.
But I've seen a lot of them. Too many.
Okay. Are there any other questions for Detective Skinner? Is that Miss Bree? Okay, go ahead, Miss Castro.
Hi, good evening. I wanted to piggyback on Adele's question about the shooting. Do you have the individuals already apprehended, or like where are you with that investigation?
No, because I after the shooting took place, they what do you call it? The parties left because it seems like we did a hospital canvas in the general hospitals that we have, and what we normally do is we do a hospital canvas citywide. So the supervisor on scene would do hospitals citywide, where other precincts would have to check their local hospitals, and nothing came up turning somebody that was shot from that incident, other than the I'm gonna, obviously the bystander that had gotten hit, unfortunately. But right now the detectives are still doing like video canvas and stuff like that. As far as that, like we don't have anything as far as what caused it, but only thing we know is that witnesses were saying that was outside was like, hey, there was an argument that took place, and it seemed like the two, they knew each other, and then shooting took place.
I have one more question, well, or comment.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead, Bree.
A young man rang my bell this evening, and said he knew my husband, but neither of us were familiar with this individual. So I just wanted to warn people in the neighborhood that, I don't know, this young, maybe people are going to be ringing. I don't know what he wanted, but he looked
Right.
sketchy, and I didn't open my door all of the way. But I just wanted to put that out there because it definitely made us a little bit nervous. So
No, I mean, for sure. I mean, definitely, that's all part of this. Is all part of what these forums are for. So everyone could be alert and safety going forward. You have a double door?
I
Or is it-
don't.
Okay.
I do not have a double door, but I do have a camera, so I
Okay.
could see that the person wasn't familiar to me. So when I did go to the door, I didn't open the door wide because I didn't know who this individual was, and I kept the door pretty, kind of tight.
Okay. For future,
Insisted that
just
he knew my
talk
husband
to him
and
through the
not.
camera.
Yeah,
If
we
you
have a
can.
camera.
If I'm saying if you can, like if you have one of those Ring cameras, in
Yeah.
future, just talk to them to the camera, because you don't want whereby you give them the slightest crack, and then next thing you know, they try to push their way in.
Okay. All right.
And if something like that, if you feel like, hey, like I don't know who the hell this person is, what up? Call 911 and say, hey, this is a suspicious person by my door. I don't know who this person is.
Yep. Thank you.
Ms.
Thank you,
Posada, I
Bree.
have a question for Detective Skinner.
Okay, 1 second. I think someone was before you, Mike. Is that correct, Jabril?
She go ahead, ladies first.
Go ahead, Janelle, Miss Howard.
And Detective Skinner, I had a question about, there was an incident occurred at the lumber yard on Farragut and Utica on Sunday. Is that something we need to talk about or be concerned about?
What incident took place? I know there was a party there.
Yeah, it
Lumber
seems
yard.
like there was an altercation, and I noticed this from social media. It was an altercation that exit outside on Utica.
No, I don't honestly.
Okay, when you
Unless whatever altercation took place, then it got squashed. But we didn't get any calls on
Okay.
that. We have a pretty good relationship with that security team. They're pretty on point as far as if there's something they can't handle, they normally call us.
Okay.
when,
Thank you.
when you said the lumber yard, what is she referring to, Detective Skinner?
That's
Not,
the yard next to Island Seas.
oh, you mean Brachy?
Brassie,
Brachy's? Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Fencing yard.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you mean up the one opposite or the one next to?
The one next to it.
Gotcha. You're renting
Just
that for parties now? My God.
Well, last Labor Day, that yard was rented out for like 3 parties. So,
Did
just
they get
just
the 1-day permit for that?
last Labor Day, yeah, they did. They did. Just
I
to
know
let
the
you
one
know,
last Labor Day opposite to, they used it at the dance camp, but I'm not sure if they had the
yeah, they had
permit.
the steel pan. I forgot what pan.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, the steel pen. Yeah. Okay.
Just to let you guys know,
All
also
right.
too, before I forget, we do have a new CO. Inspector Saliba left 2 weeks ago. And we have Deputy Inspector Kozik. So right now, we're getting her abreast of everything of what's taking place and what's left on the table. And basically she's trying to get a grasp of everything what's going on. We're trying to get up to speed quick as we can, because obviously the summertime is literally not even
Yeah,
right around the
great.
corner. It's literally down the block.
Okay,
Sure.
Detective Skinner, I just, oh, sorry, Jabril, just a quick note before I let you speak, if you don't mind. You said ladies first, I'm gonna take that opportunity. Detective Skinner, Farragut and 30 Foot. I'm just gonna give you a friendly reminder. But those motorcycles, they need to be towed now. They're growing by numbers. You know what I'm talking about?
The one by the
That
building,
we
right?
spoke about. Yeah, the ones by the buildings, 5 of them now.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
speak to the NCO to see.
Yeah, I actually spoke to the guys at the meeting last month, and they said they're gonna try to tow it. So tow them.
Okay.
All right, Jabari, you have the floor. Jabril, sorry, am I pronouncing your name wrong? Go ahead.
So it's all right. No problem, Shun. So I had 2 separate questions. I guess I'm gonna knock out the heavy news first. I've been seeing a lot of smoke shops closing, which is
A
a
good thing.
plus. I just don't know why. So like I'm just always gonna inquire why. And it's a balance of why I didn't want to immediately say it was a good thing was because I didn't know the particular owners. So like yeah, I do have a little bias to like some homegrown owners that are like in my neighborhood who started their business rather than like people who came out of town who came in. So you could shine a light there on what's going on.
I'm just gonna be quite frank with you with that. There's a lot of smoke shops that are not licensed. Well, they're not because the city has to give the license. And I can't remember how much actual licenses are actually issued in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, like the Bronx, how much actually issued, but they're not many at all. So a lot of these smoke shops, what they're doing is under disguise of saying they're smoke shops because they'll sell like hookah stuff, they'll sell vapes, but then they're still selling marijuana. The reason why they're getting closed down is because they're not licensed to sell marijuana, and we know what it is. So basically, from my understanding of what happened, the governor basically basically changed some legislation in the law as to going after them. So now the sheriffs and is going after them very aggressively, and we're helping because the sheriffs was here literally 2 weeks ago, and they closed down 3 so far. So they still continue to do it because a lot of these smoke shops are not legal. And I know you say you have a soft side for it, but you know we get a lot of complaints from the community about these illegal smoke shops. You know, so if everything is done, and a lot of these smoke shops, they weren't following guidelines. For example, you know, the smoke shop's not supposed to be across the street from a school or a church, and you have like 2 that's across the street from a school or a church. So a lot of these things, you know, our hands were a little bit tied, but the governor changed the legislation whereby it gave the sheriffs and the police department to go ahead and go after these illegal smoke shops.
I'm happy to see that you guys have momentum in that now. I was sad that a church closed because a smoke shop opened next to it. That's why I asked that question. So then I was wondering, like, where's all the charge coming from? The second question I have for you, on the lighter side of things, I really like street markets and farmers markets. So I'm inquiring about just having a great relationship about like either getting like block reservations or like getting a block cut off, and we could try to like get a local farmers market to start up in the neighborhood, or even even if there's any promotion coming from the police side of any like upcoming events that the community should be attending.
I'm sorry, what was that last? You said any upcoming events that what?
That the community should be attending, that they should be aware of, that the precinct may be hosting.
We're not hosting anything yet.
Detective Skinner, this is a new board member who's not familiar with the runnings of community board. So normally, if I may, the community board usually send email out. The precinct would send whatever stuff they have to the community board, and the community board would distribute to all the board members. In regard to the farmers market, if I may answer that question, some of our local elected officials usually do some in the community. I know a couple of years ago, Councilmember Farrah Lewis had one at the junction. Are you familiar with the junction, Mr. Morris?
Yeah.
was that Nostrand and Flatbush, right? They usually have one day. The police doesn't really do that. They will have to request whether to close off street, though you will have to do it through the mayor's office, and then the police enforce that, that request. I hope I've answered that question, but if you still have more questions, feel free to raise them.
No, thank you for that clarification. And then also, just in a sense of like, while we're even like in this era of regulation and just making sure there's like a good check and balances, even like regular street markets, I love the street market that's by like Flatbush and Avenue H. They sell like a lot of like great like mangoes and coconuts and stuff. I just wanted to understand if there's like, hopefully there's no issues with them with the precinct, and I wanted to inquire about that. And I just wanted to inquire like also if the committee has anything going on there regulating them. But I was going to say that later.
Avenue H and Flatbush is not part of Committee Bill 17. Am I
Amen.
correct, Mrs. Skinner?
Oh.
And it's not part of the 67. It's not part of the 67 precinct as well. Is it the 70? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have my dots together.
It's the 70th. But
It's the
stuff-
70. Okay.
yeah, stuff like markets we don't interfere with. Like Ms. Prasad said, usually they'll have markets. I know like that group Elite Learners, they had one as well also. They also do a market along Nostrand into Flatbush as well over there.
Okay, there's a couple questions in the chat. I want to address them.
I have a question also. My hand's
Oh,
up.
sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, mine is
I
up
can't
as
see
well.
no one hands up. I am so sorry, guys. Who's first? I
Okay.
don't want to.
I don't
Sonia
know.
or Margarita? Doesn't matter. Okay.
Well,
Margarita, go
I'll
ahead.
go. Whatever,
Mhm.
okay. Detective Skinner, you probably know what I'm going to talk about because this is what I always talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I can't sleep on the weekends, Friday night, Saturday night, and all day Sunday. And this Lotus Lounge is the bane of my existence. I don't know if anybody else puts in complaints about the loudness of the music, but
they do because
okay. But so let me ask the question first, and then you can give me an update. When I put in a 311 complaint, I'll put it in, and like 5 to 6 minutes later, I get a text message and they say that the complaint was closed. Now, I don't really understand that because you couldn't possibly send someone over there to do anything within 5 or 6 minutes. So why does a complaint get closed
To
and
be
then
honest with
nothing
you,
gets done?
I honestly don't know because I've literally
Happens
heard
all the
people
time.
I've literally heard people say that, and I would look on the 311 and the job would still be open on our end. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's something that 311 does and it automatically does it within a certain time frame. I don't know how that system works, but
Within
you're not the
5
first person I
minutes?
say that because legit.
So it's not the police. So it's not you guys who are closing it.
No, because on our system, it would still show like, because we have a certain amount of time to get to it. So literally within 5
Right.
minutes, like like, let's be real, like you got 5 minutes. Okay, let's head over there. It could take you 5 minutes to get there. So no, I don't know why. I don't know why, because somebody else said the same thing to me on that. And when I looked at the phone one time, on our end, it was still open. Like it still had the complaint open.
Right.
And the lady was telling me, oh yeah, I'm on 301's website right now and it's saying closed. And I'm like, well, that's impossible because no one has even assigned a job yet. So
Right. So
I
it's
don't know.
very
I don't know if
frustrating.
it's-
It's really frustrating.
Margarita, can you
And-
allow him, Miss Margarita, can you allow him to
Yeah.
finish speaking? Can you,
Yeah, I
before
don't
you
know if
start?
it's something
Because
that
I can't hear.
I don't know if it's something on the 301 side as far as their system. I don't know why it does that. Because this
Right.
you're not the first person to say that to me.
So then the next part of that is, what are you doing about it? Because the music never gets lower, and it's
like I said,
it's from 11 p.m. till 4 in the morning, and then on Sundays it's from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to
So-
11 o'clock at night.
So like I said, right? Like obviously, like I said, we have the new CEO coming in. When Inspector Saliba was here before he left, we were actually working on that
Yeah.
with nuisance and abatement to actually do an operation. I don't know what took place with that, but I know I haven't seen the nightlife sergeant to speak to him about that to find out any updates on that. But I will definitely keep because I know it was in the works of doing. I just don't know when they're gonna do it, but I know it was in the works of doing.
Okay, that's good to know. Who's the nightlife sergeant?
Sergeant Urena. He's been
Oh,
to a
right,
few
okay.
general board meetings as well with Lieutenant
Yeah,
Merkel. Yeah, he's been to a few general board meetings.
okay. Okay, as long as you're on it. Thank you.
No, we're definitely on. Like I said, I don't know what happened or when they're trying to do it, but I know it's in the works though. Because a
Okay.
lot of
Okay.
times, because one of the issues with that too is a lot of times the owner of that place wouldn't be there, and it's like, okay, you're hitting the promoter, okay, fine, but that's just a band-aid. You kind of want the owner to be there so the owner could be responsible for what's taking place.
Right.
Yeah, but how do you know who the owner is? I mean, you could tell you the owner not here. They do that all the time. So
No, they do that all the time, but we know who the owner
Mhm.
is. We know who the
Okay,
owner and the
gotcha.
manager is. We had meetings with him before.
All right. Sonia, you got the floor for Detective Skinner.
Yes, so I wanted to say to the precinct that came out, and Hazel is on the line now, so she can speak about it as well. Moving the mobile homes that were on Avenue D and also on the street in front of Wyckoff House. I am pleased to see that they're finally moved. My concern now though is that now that there's spaces there, now you're finding a whole heap of those big trailer trucks now are taking up that space. So I don't know what can be done about it, because I mean they were parking on Beverly Road, they were parking on East 57th, next to the school. Now that the mobile homes are gone, they're taking up that space now. I don't know if they're given permission or what. So my concern now is that we're back to square one if we don't take control of it now. So I just want to thank the officers for removing the mobile homes, but now I'm concerned that we may be creating another problem.
You talk about the big tractor trailers?
Yes.
The ones that like park on like the block of Nazareth High School and sometimes on Clarendon?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, I never got them on Clarendon, but I know seeing them. They used to be on the was Nazareth is on 57th, 58th?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I remember seeing them on that.
And
'Cause I remember we see complaints on that. I remember the NCOs used to issue them summonses for overnight parking. And now you're saying they're on Clarendon Road.
they're not they're on Avenue D.
They're
On
on Avenue
Avenue
D,
D,
and
yes.
they're in Avenue
And
D behind
yes, and
there. Okay.
sorry, and a lot of those rental vans, I don't remember the name of them, all those rental vans, all of a sudden they're popping up on that area now, which is the right from Nazareth School straight up to Kings Highway, that area on Avenue D.
Uh-huh. All right, and you
think he's
said
making a note.
you said the rental vans as well too, like the dollar cab like vans.
No, those where people can rent those vans and moving
You mean
vans.
the U-Haul? The
U-Haul,
U-Haul.
yes, that's it.
I got a lady from the
U-Hauls.
church. They have an event, I believe, June 3rd. All right, thank you.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna make note of that. I'm gonna speak to NCO, see if we can do some summons enforcement. See if that can help first. Is it overnight? Is it overnight parking as well? Is what you noticing?
Well, I'm hardly out at night, but I usually see them in the day. But as I said, down there looked really nice when all those mobile homes, because, over there was pretty bad with, mobile homes and people using the water, remember it's called, but it was really cleaned up really, really well. But now we're having all these trucks and all these U-Haul vans, like that's the station out that they park. So
Okay.
I don't know if Hazel is on the line to speak more about that, but they're probably there at night as well. I don't know. Maybe next time I go out at night, I'll check. But yeah.
All right. I'll speak to the NCO, see if we can issue some summonses if need be. See if we can hopefully hopefully that'll be a deterrent from parking there.
Yeah, just
Um,
so it
but
doesn't get out of hand again.
I'm be honest with you, with these tractor trailer drivers, the way they look at it is it's not my truck. 'Cause a lot of times they're renting it. That's the only unfortunate part, you know.
Yeah.
But hopefully that can hopefully if we issue some summons if they're parking on obviously residential, you know, hopefully that can stop that.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
Okay, I'm gonna address some of the comments in the chat, Detective Skinner, before you go. Alex, I feel is that a board member or a guest? I'm not sure who that is.
Hi, I'm a guest.
Oh, you're a guest. Okay, thank you. Given they are unregulated, it's like if the FDA doesn't approve the food we consume before it hits the grocery store. Is that a statement for Detective Skinner or just a general statement?
I was just explaining why smoke shops are getting closed down. Smoke shops versus dispensaries. There's just a
Gotcha.
difference.
Fair enough. This is a constant problem. Here's the Martinez. Are we talking about the trucks or the smoke shops?
Both.
Both? Okay. So we have already addressed it. Bree DeCosta, you said, I have a question about this as well. Would you like the floor or you just,
Yep.
was it answered? Mhm.
Yeah, it was in regards to what Marguerite was saying with
Okay.
music being played into the night. There is a community center near my home that does some of the same thing. What is the protocol for having music, you know, playing outdoors? I just feel like it's really inconsiderate for music to play up into the night when there are literal neighbors trying to sleep or children trying to sleep or whomever, you know, is living in the homes. You know, it just I don't think it should be allowed for the parties to go into the night. It's just it's disruptive, it's inconsiderate. It's
a pain.
Yeah, I've been going through it for 9 years, and when I understand what you're going through, Marguerite, it drives me absolutely crazy, and it is a quality of life issue, and it should be addressed. And I hate
Yeah.
to have to keep going to 311 all the time. I feel like, don't you hear that? Like anybody that drives by should be appalled at the level of noise. You know, like
Yep.
especially if you're in a police car. Like really, I just it drives me nuts. I'm sorry.
Where's
Thank
it
you.
coming from?
Where's your where's the location that you're talking about?
49th between Church and Snyder.
Okay. I've said this before. I'm gonna address it again. I don't know if you were on the forum prior. Years ago, we were able to do certain enforcement. We were able to just go and pop up and do a business inspection. We were able to do what they call march operations. That has not been like that for the past how many years now. Now we have to establish more to go in. So unfortunately, because the legislation changed, I'm not saying this is right, but unfortunately, legislation changed. Unfortunately, the citizens suffer because of things that have changed. So now we have to build, like I was telling Ms. Marguerite, now we have to actually build like a solid case to nuisance and abate. Before it was we can go in, issue the summonses, take the music, cut the music off, you know, voucher liquor, et cetera, et cetera. Now it's we have to find more cause to enter the location. This has changed for the past, I would say 3 years now, unfortunately. So it will take longer than, for example, years ago when if it was something that, okay, boom, this is happening, we can go in there and do a business inspection right away. Or we can go in there, you know what, we get commission, we do a march operation. Now it's not like that anymore. And like I said, for the past 3 years. So now we have to establish way more before we can go in. Like unfortunately, you know, this is the legislation and the hands that's dealt that we have to work with. It's not that we don't want to, it's not that you know, we don't want to serve the community. It's just that now we have
Your
to
hands are tied.
establish our hands are tied a little bit more than what it was.
So let me elaborate a little bit. Bree, are you talking about parties indoor or are you talking about outdoor parties? So that would make a huge difference.
The parties are outside. The parties are
Outside. See, Detective Skinner, she's talking about parties outside. Yard party, backyard parties. I thought
and
that's
it's,
what
Well,
she
if
was
it's
talking.
it's not my neighbors. It's the community center will rent out the space and they'll have parties, but they have to realize that they're in a community and that there are neighbors. And I have small children, and it's really disruptive when you're trying to get children to sleep and they can't because literally the music is shaking my house. So,
What's the name of this location?
it's I think
Adele, can she answer, please, one at a time? Thank you.
I think it's St. Lucia Community Center, but they have like parties. They have like they rent out the space, so it's just I don't know who the party is through. Sometimes it's fine, and people come in early and they're done early. Sometimes it's not. You know what I'm saying? Most times it's not. Most times it's up into the night. There's a lot of double parking. It's just trash everywhere. I've spoken to the owners before about cleaning up the trash. It's crazy.
Okay.
So Detective Skinner, please look into this for Mr.
I am.
Castro, please.
That's why
Yes.
you say St. Lucia House, right? I think that's on 49th. No.
It's 438 East 49th Street. I've put in tons of 311 calls.
All right.
Okay, may I say something, please?
One second. Are you finished before we move on? Is the question for Detective Skinner?
It's to in continuance and maybe a solution or maybe an
Okay.
initiative.
Is that Mr. Woods?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Woods. I didn't want to call the wrong person's name.
Sorry. How about let's gather some evidence. Let's help the police department to help ourselves out. Take pictures, do recordings, get a petition of the neighbors in the area to sign and say that something has to be done. Now you're giving the detective and the precinct something to work with besides just showing up and standing by. You understand? We have to start taking charge of our community. And part of being a member of the community board is saying, hey, I care more about this community than any outsider or any insider who wants to destroy or disrupt it. We are in an age of technology. Post, take pictures, not defame, that's the wrong word, I'm sorry, but show what they're doing so that there's irrefutable evidence to say this is what you're leaving behind. This is what it sounds like at night after hours. This is the people in the community that don't like it.
Okay, that's a valid point. With that note, are there any other questions? If not, we want to thank Detective Skinner for coming. And Adele, you had a question?
Yeah, my hands menopause time.
Ma'am, I cannot see your hands. Okay,
sorry.
go ahead. Adele has a question, Detective Skinner. That will be the last question. Okay,
Actually, it's a statement.
go ahead, Adele.
It's about Avenue D and the problem with the trucks over there. There used to be signers that said no standing, but they took it down. It needs to be put either that put a safety zone on the ground that they can't remove. Then they would be written 24/7. And if you were at the meeting at the precinct, the Councilwoman Darling Neely said they changed the laws for that. She's supposed to be sending me some information. When I get it, we'll talk. Thank you.
Okay. Detective Skinner, I want to thank you for joining us. Just a FYI, we will not have a commerce meeting next month because it's the general board meeting falls on Juneteenth, and
Okay.
we'll have to, that meeting is moved to the Tuesday. Okay. So
Okay.
just so you know. All right. Okay.
All right.
Thank you for coming as always, and we appreciate you. Have a safe summer on behalf
Have
of
a
the
good night,
commerce
everyone.
committee.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. At this time, I will just open the floor to a quick open discussion because it's now 10 minutes to 9 and the meeting has to be finished at 9 due to the staff. So I'm going to go down the roll call, and if you don't have anything to add, or you can just say nothing to add, okay? I'm going to pass on myself. Adele Bennett, it's an open discussion. You just can state a comment. You can state whatever, anything you want to speak about briefly.
Well, in regards to like Brita Costa said about the event spaces and how they're damaging the quality of life of the residents, they only think about money. They don't think about anybody else. I think, like it's correct, we need to all get together to help either curtail them or limit them. Not that 1 day, 1 night alcohol license, maybe they'll shut down. You hear me, Bree?
Okay.
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah, we all
Okay.
get to.
George,
Nothing
sorry,
to
I
add.
thought you were. George Chait, nothing to add.
Nothing to
Margarita
add.
Vigilante.
Um,
Margarita.
yeah, I don't think, well, actually, I just wanted to say, like, for the new members and for, I think it was Mr. Morris, oh, no, I don't remember who said it. Maybe it was Mr. Wood, about, getting together with the community and signing petitions and all that. It's a really good idea. It's been done. We've done it. We had a club closed down like 2 blocks, 2 blocks from the club I'm complaining about now. We had a club closed down. It was a real big effort. We had to get, we had a rally in front of the place. We got the council person down there. We had petitions. And it was a really big effort, and we got it done. And that was about 8 years ago. And I would love if somebody would help me out with this. The thing is that I'm exhausted because I know what that's like. I guess I'm older now, and I just don't want to go around getting people's signatures. But if somebody would like to help me do that, I would love that.
At least you're being honest, my dear. The only thing with that, if I may add quickly, is that when you close down one establishment, someone else take it over, rent
Yeah,
it. It's
it's
a new
like
application.
whack-a-mole.
It's like a circle. Exactly. All
Yeah.
right. Point taken. Anyone wants to help Miss Margarita with Lotus Launch, feel free to reach out to me, and I will
Thank you.
assist, with getting Miss Margarita. Brady Costa, I'm going down the roll call list. Quick comment or suggestion?
I don't think I have anything more to add this evening.
Nope, no
Okay.
problem. Sonia Clark,
No, I'm good, thank you.
thank you there. Ozzy Lewis. Ozzy, are you still there?
Right. Yeah, I'm still here.
Do you have any comment or anything to add?
Yeah, I just want us to just, as we discussed about the closing of those illegal smoke shops, we must be mindful that when the folks come with the proper licenses from the state and they come in to request of us to have the community board respond when we're doing the licenses, it would show good faith that if the people going through the right process to have that business or whatever they have it and it's legal, it would show that we are not just totally against just for being against, but that we see someone doing something the right way. And if they come to the community board, that we support them. Because we can't say we want to get rid of the illegal smoke shops and the folks come in with the legal, what is recognized by the city and the state. And it's the same or similar attitude, right? We don't want to, again, it's for a lot of people, it's a moral issue. All of that is changing, right?
Okay.
So we have to be willing to change with that also, once they're doing it in the right way.
Okay, if I may add quickly to that, that's a very good point. However, that's why we have 50 board members, and I don't like to tell people how they should vote or advise people. Everyone is entitled to their vote. That's why we have 50 board members, so the majority wins. We had two cannabis application that came before the board, one for a cultivation that was approved by the board. I'm not sure if it's open yet. And then there was another one that was approved at the special meeting. So technically in the committee board 17, there was just two that was approved. However, I don't know if they have the application yet because the process takes a while. There was actually a freeze on cannabis application because they had 66,000 application and OCM had to put a freeze on it. That's why we haven't received any application in the last, couple of meetings. All right, moving right along. Miss Simone Sylvester, do you have any comment or suggestion you would like to add quickly?
The only comment, the person who complains about noise, I just maybe when the noise is really good, because I got the sense it's not all the time. When it is bad, if they could maybe contact the owner for them to maybe act. That's it.
Okay. Ms. Martinez, any quick comment or suggestion? Are you still on the call? Okay, Celia Belling.
Yes, I just wanted to make a comment on the issue about the noise coming from the St. Lucia House Foundation. I am St. Lucian. I attend functions there. And they do not have loud music there every night. They have functions there on weekends. And sometimes they do rent out the place to other non-St. Lucians to have their functions there. So to say that there is constant loud music, that is not true. When they do have functions, we have cultural events there, and then they'll have the drumming. They bring people up from St. Lucia to play the drums. It's a cultural thing, and that's just once a year. Throughout the winter time, they hardly have any loud noise or events there during the winter time. Most of the music and so on starts in the summertime. So I will speak to the chairman of the board, and I will relay to them what was said tonight at this meeting in reference to loud noises. In reference to trash, they do clean up afterwards. So if people park outside and throw empty bottles or whatever there, I'm going to bring that to their attention also, because when I participate in any function there, a group of us stay back and help to clean up the place and clean up outside. So if this is a new trend that's starting up again, I'm going to relay this message to the board of the St. Lucia House Foundation and let them know that the people in the community are complaining.
Fair
and
enough.
Hopefully somebody will listen and they will look into that and address the loud music. But I
Correct.
do attend functions there myself.
Correct. She did say sometime, not all the time, in our defense.
Specifically
Okay.
Saturday nights. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about, not like a nice Sunday afternoon. They've had wonderful events that have ended early and have been very respectful of the community. And it's nothing against St. Lucia at all. I have two young kids that have to go to bed at a certain time. And when there's a party at 1 a.m., that doesn't work for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's not specific to any culture or anything. It's people
Got
need
you.
to go to bed.
Got you. I got to move on, guys. We're running out of time. It's 9 o'clock. Miss Bakary, she said she will speak to the thing. Can you give us a report back, Miss Bellin?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Miss Bakary, are you on the call? I don't think she's here. Miss Janelle Howard, do you have a quick comment or anything to say?
Blessed night.
Thank you, my dear. Francis Pell, I don't think he's on the call. Are you here? Francis Pell? Okay, I don't think he's here. Miss Ferguson?
I have nothing to add.
Thank you, my dear. Miss Lisa Lanzuni? I'm working on the name.
Yeah, doing a good job. Just welcoming Mr. Morris, the newest member, and always a pleasure to listen to what's happening in the community, and am always here to help if something comes my way.
Okay, Miss Lisa, I will be giving you a call tomorrow or the following day. I have to discuss something with you, okay?
Sure, yes, please do.
Okay, no problem. Mr. Morrison, you're up. You have any quick comment before we close the meeting?
I'm happy to be a part of my first commerce meeting. Thank you for hosting it. You've been doing an amazing job. And comments were, yes, I would love if we always get to take a chance. I heard you made a comment about like, oh, it's like whack-a-mole whenever we try to like take down or not take down a business, but we feel some way against a business and we take action against them. Not to say let's deal with the lesser evil, but let's try to come to the table. I think everybody's here and because they want to be a part of our culture and like they want to share the space with us. So if we got to set up some boundaries with them, then that could only be done at the table. And it's nice to do it with food and with a smile on our faces. So I'm more than willing to help anybody with any campaign, with any signatures, collecting any signatures. I'll put my contact info in the chat. So feel free.
Miss Margarita, you have a second person. I didn't make that comment, but yes. And remember, guys, he's new, so right? Welcome to the club. I think we had another board member, but she's not officially a member. Did I call everyone on the call? If I didn't call your name, please let me know quickly. Sound like I got everyone. I want to personally thank everyone for being a member of the Commerce Committee. It's not an I thing; it's a we thing. Without the members, we cannot have a committee. I want to thank you for your participation for the fiscal year. Looking forward to if I'm back next year, working with you guys. I would like to get some more participation because when we have events, we only have sometimes 2 members of the Commerce Committee. One time we had 4. Coming to meeting is only one aspect of being a member of the Commerce Committee. Someone is echoing, or I don't know if it's me. You have to assist. You have to participate. We have to work together, or else the committee would not be a success. Okay. With that said, are there any unfinished business? I don't think there is. Quickly, floor is open. Any unfinished business? I think we all just discussed that. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting in a second?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Sonia
Sonia
Clark,
Clark. Sonia Clark.
Margarita Vigilante, second.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Have a pleasant evening to all the other board members. I'll see you in June.
Bye.
Have a good night.